Hey you guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel, family. You already know what time it is, gang. We in this thing. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button to be a part of the crew. Smash that like button, see what it do, y'all. Okay, so let's go over the transits and alignments for tomorrow, which is November 12th, 2021, which correlates to the number one, meaning that it's going to be a day of self-expression, you focusing on yourself, or other people focusing on you. But we'll see how the day goes. All right, and what I mean by other people focusing on you is other people being in your business. All right, so to start off for the transits, we got the Sun in Scorpio, Trine, Neptune, and Pisces. If you're on the good side of this energy, it's going to be times to where you might reflect on your past experiences and see what or how it is that you could do better and move forward so that way you don't repeat some of the same experiences that you went through before. You also might find yourself being able to express what it is that you desire in terms of a relationship more easily during this time. Whether that means expressing it to a partner, whether that means expressing it to your friends. You know how it is whenever you sit back and you be talking to your friends to be like, you know what? Sometimes people don't know what it is that they want in terms of relationship, but then whenever you do have that time to sit back and reflect and figure it out or figure yourself out, be on your spiritual journey and move forward, then you'll know what it is and you'll be confident in terms of what it is that you want out of a relationship. This is also, if you're on the good side of this energy, you're going to be able to connect deeply with people who support your desires and dreams. So it's one of those things to where you might have like a little tiny circle of people that actually you could sit back and talk to and connect with who truly support what it is that you want to do in life. We know that this is very rare and it could be very difficult to find individuals like that in life. So whenever you do find them, it's really good to hang on to those people. You might also find yourself interested in like taboo type of things. So what I mean by that is like things that other people might not be into. Like you might like to sit back and watch freaking, I don't know, Discovery Channel all day. You might like to do certain things that other people, society might deem as being weird or some shit like that. So shit, you could be the type to where you like to sit back and listen to tarot card readings, or you might be the type to where you like to sit back and do tarot cards or do some sort of witchcraft or wizardry at your goddamn house. All right, but whatever it is that you like to do is gonna be one of those things to where society might not look at it as being acceptable. um so you're gonna be like doing a lot of things that are like outside the box, but also things that make you feel comfortable, whether that's sitting back meditating with freaking 2 3 crystals on top of your forehead. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody sees the meaning in crystals and things like that, but hey, if it's what you like to do, then you might find yourself doing that during this time, especially with the sun being in Scorpio. Meaning that a lot of your actions that you usually keep hidden, you might do some of those things. Like, say, for instance, if you go home or some shit, or if you're in your comfort zone, that's whenever you'll open up and start doing little shit like that. All right, this is also going to be a time to where you're going to want to fulfill certain sexual desires that you have. So you might have certain things that you fantasize about. You might have certain things that you really want to do, and desire. So it's one of those things to where you're going to find yourself wanting to fulfill those things. If you're on the bad side of this energy, you're going to be the type to where you're going to expect people to know what you want or how it is that you're feeling. So it's one of those things to where um, you might already feel like somebody should know how it is that you're feeling whenever you wake up that morning. And that person has no clue. You might be in a bad mood, but you expect that person to already know that you're in a bad mood. So try not to be in that energy. Also, if you're on the negative side of this energy, you might notice that you haven't had a chance to accomplish or do certain things, and you might sit back and desire to do certain things that you see other people do. So say, for instance, I always tell you guys, social media is really crazy. It's one of those things where whatever it is that you see on social media, you might want in terms of materialism or in terms of friendship wise and things like that. So try not to be the type to where you sit back and you worry so much about what other people have or what it is that they did to get certain things. We all take our own path, and certain paths wasn't made for you. So that's why I always say for you to just kind of like make your own way whenever it comes to doing things, because not everything's meant for you to do. and try not to be the type to where you sit back and watch other people, whether that be you sitting back on Facebook watching certain friendships, whether that be you on sitting back on Instagram watching certain friends. You know how it is, like we all went to school and shit like that, but you'll have those few people that you went to school with, like it just seems like they just got everything, like, and it'd be at like a young age where they had their car, they got their house, they got, it seemed like they got it all together. But it's one of those things I tell you guys not to watch social media, because a lot of people put up fronts on social media. So not everything that you see is what a person has. A lot of times those people put up things because they're feeling self-conscious. And then, it in turn, it ends up making somebody else feel self-conscious, but they put that up because it made them feel good. But at the same time, they might have put that post up because of what it was that they was lacking. They might have posted a picture of their new house or some shit like that because they felt like they was lacking in an area. They sitting back watching other people. So it's one of those trickle down effects to where you'll be sitting back watching somebody, but that person sitting back watching somebody else, and that person sitting back watching somebody else. So that's how we all become followers without there being a leader. All right. Also, you might keep a lot of things unsaid because of how it is that you imagine people might react or see you. So it's one of those things to where with this transit, you might keep a lot of shit under wraps, or you might kind of hide your true personality because you're scared of how people might perceive you, or you're scared about how people might react to what it is that you have to say. So you're going to have to hop up out of that, because you have to realize that a lot of times, like I said, it's one of those trickle down effects. Everybody's watching everybody else. So once one unique person pops out and is doing their own thing and don't give a fuck, that's when everybody really wants to hop on that wave. But everybody's so used to trying to look a certain way or be perceived in a certain light, to where it's like, oh, I don't want to do what that person did, but deep down you really do, because that person's being themselves. All right. So for the next transit, we got the moon in Pisces, sextile Venus in Capricorn. If you're on the good side of this energy in terms of relationship wise, you'll be able to see the bigger picture whenever it comes to talking about life goals. So it's one of those things to where, if you're in a relationship, you guys sit back and y'all talk about what it is that you guys want to accomplish. You're going to be able to see the bigger picture in terms of like conversation wise. Because, a person can sit back and say that they want to do this and this and this. And sometimes we'll be listening, sometimes we won't be listening. But it's one of those things to where you'll be able to look outside the box or think outside the box and be like, oh, okay, I can see where this person's coming from. I can see where, we can make this happen, or we can make this work for us, Also, you're going to relate on things that are geared towards your career and life goals. So it's one of those things to where y'all might find comfort if you are in a relationship with y'all coming home and talking about how stupid everybody is at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it be. Y'all sit back and be like, yeah, so-and-so was dumb as hell. Yeah, I can't stand so-and-so. Even if y'all don't work the same job, even if y'all work in different career fields, it's all the same thing, because we all have, those dumbass coworkers that come to the job, be thinking that somebody cares about what they got going on, or be thinking that somebody cares about the conversation that they having. And really, you just in your head, like, damn, I can't wait till I get off of work, because at the end of the day, my real friends that I talk to is either going to be over the phone or the person I'm in a relationship with. You're also, during this time with this transit, going to feel like you need to come up with ways to build your family and each other up. So that's why I said it's one of those things where you guys are going to relate a lot in terms of career, life goals, in terms of trying to figure out what it is that you guys need to do in terms of doing better in life, or doing better for your family, or what's going to be the next step that you guys take in terms of life or being together relationship wise. It's a thing that you could also discuss whenever it comes to family members and things like that. Some of y'all could be setting up business plans with some of your family members, so this will be a perfect time for you to sit down and talk to those family members about building, business goals and things like that. This will be a good time to sit back and educate your kids on becoming business minded and doing their own thing, becoming their own person, you know what I'm saying? So this is a time to where you'll see people having those type of talks. You might also find yourself, if you're single, dating, relationship, don't matter, to where you're attracted to the way that a person maneuvers or moves in life. So it's one of those things to where you might find yourself becoming a little bit more sapiosexual in terms of with Scorpio. Yeah, Scorpio is sexual, but it all depends on types of Scorpios. Some Scorpios are physically sexual, some Scorpios are mentally sexual, some are a combination of both. It depends on what day it is or whatever the hell. But at the end of the day, yeah, you're going to find yourself attracted to the way a person moves in life. So say, for instance, is a person to where they just have a lot of experience, wisdom, and knowledge, just straight off the bat, whether that be book knowledge or street knowledge, you're going to be attracted to that because it's like that's something that you might admire. That's something that you like in terms of how that person made it or how that person got from A to B. Now, if you're on the bad side of this energy with Moon in Pisces, sextile Venus in Cap, all right, so this will be you having instances to where if you're single, you might be looking at your friends who are married or who are in a relationship as them having more than what it is that you have. So it's going to be one of those things to where you're going to want more out of your relationships or out of the people that you're with. So you might find yourself dating around more, but it's one of those things to where you want to look or appear a certain way. So make sure that you're not sitting back and just going out and being in a relationship because you see, your friends, you sitting back looking like, oh, this person married, this person no longer single, this person doing this. And you're like, oh, well, that needs to be me now. I feel like that needs to be me. I feel like I need to do something. So now you just go start dating somebody just because of the fact of you want to be looked at in a certain light. You feel me? Instead of it being real in terms of, oh, okay, well, I really do want to fall in love. I really do want to be with somebody. So also, yeah, so that'll be dating for status type of deal. If you're on the bad side of this energy, you might also feel yourself feeling unsatisfied because you're not doing what you love or capable of in life. All right, so you might have a lot of those feelings. Whenever it comes down to it, you might have a lot of nights to where you sit back and you think about like, damn, am I really sitting back doing the things that I love? Is things going to really turn out in my favor? All right, if you're on the bad side of this energy, you might also like to be seen a certain way. So you go the extra mile for attention. This could be in terms of the workplace. So you could be the type to where just because you like to be seen a certain way, you might sit back and clown on somebody in the workplace because you want to go the extra mile for attention. You want to be the one that everybody sits back and feels like, oh, okay, I could connect with this person. I could be cool with this person. When at the end of the day, all you're doing is making yourself look stupid. Because you're talking about somebody that doesn't care about you or doesn't, that doesn't have you on their mind. You can also be the type to wear shit because you like to be seen a certain way. You go the extra mile for attention in terms of, this could be in terms of social media, like I was saying, in terms of getting into a relationship, dating for the wrong reasons. This could be in terms of talking or making friends with a person for the wrong reasons. It goes all different ways. All right, so make sure you're not in that type of energy. Also, with this alignment with the Moon in Pisces, sextile Venus and Cap, you might also be the type to try to set up a trust test based on past experiences. Okay, so it's one of those things to where you might try and move more calculated. And what I mean by that is everybody has did it to where, and whenever it comes to relationship wise, you might sit back and like say certain things in terms of like conversation wise to see where a person's head at, to see if you're even able to like trust them in terms of what it is that they say, or you might sit back. Some people go as far as shit setting up a person in terms of they'll make fake accounts and things like that and try and message whoever it is that they with or in a relationship with, so that way they could see like, okay, is this person gonna respond to that, or are they gonna be the person to sit back and cheat on me, like stuff like that. But you have to be careful because you don't want to be sitting back always moving in that type of energy. Like once you start that in the relationship, you always going to be in that type of energy to where you feel like, everything has to be a test in terms of trust, in terms of loyalty. So it's one of those things to where you're always on edge, you're always on guard, and that's not a good way to go, because it's one of those things to where whenever you get in a relationship, you want to feel relaxed, you want to feel, like this person's focused on you, and you want to be able to focus on that person emotional wise. So try not to be in that energy to where y'all sitting back doing little test type things, especially with this Sun in Scorpio. All right. So next transit, we got the Moon in Pisces, trine Mars and Scorpio. So if you're on the good side of this energy, you're going to desire to do things. Okay. So you might secretly want to accomplish certain things. So it's one of those things to where you might be the type to where you constantly eat somewhere in order for you to get points. And it's like your relationship, whoever it is that you're in a relationship with, they don't want to eat there no more. But you're like, nah, come on. So it's one of those things to where you kind of like force it to happen. But it's only because the hidden motive that you have behind it is because you want to get that person like a free meal. Like if you gather so many points, you get them a free meal or some shit like that. So it's one of those things to where you might find yourself being a little bit pushy in terms of relationship wise, or in terms of friendship wise. This could be with friends, this could be with family and shit like that. But it's only because you want to do something to kind of like for somebody else, like you have hidden motives behind what it is that you're doing, but it's for a higher purpose, for a good purpose. Also during this time, you might find yourself desiring to be very close or wanting to have very tight-knit relationships. So it's one of those things to where you might observe your friend circle and be like, oh no, it's time to cut a couple people off. It's one of those things where if you're in a relationship, you're going to desire to be very close with this person and intimate with this person. All right. You might also have a lot of sexual desires that come up during this time. Spiritually, also, this could be you dealing with some things in terms of in private and building yourself up emotionally and mentally. All right, moving forward, so that way you're able to tackle things in life in terms of your spiritual journey. And if you're on the bad side of this energy, you're going to realize the more that you keep certain feelings and things bottled away, the more that you don't get what it is that you desire. Also, if you're on the bad side of this energy, you might find yourself fighting certain bad habits that you keep to yourself. So there's certain things that you go through in terms of habits that you do that you know that you probably like, damn, I shouldn't be doing this no more. This is going to be my last time I do this. But it's like you always keep on doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things to where you're still trying to fix that or work on that. Also, you might find yourself becoming too emotional or jealous or possessive due to past experiences. So you might be the type to where if you're in a relationship, you might already think of a situation or feel like a person showing characteristics of a past relationship that you had that was bad, but it's only because you're still harboring tension, and you're still harboring a lot of past experiences, a lot of bad experiences that you haven't let go of. So it's like one of those things to where you'll end up mentally putting yourself in a state of regression, because it's like you still haven't taken the time to heal from those situations, which it could take a very long time depending on what it is that you've been through in terms of relationship wise. So we all have different levels of healing, and that's just how it is. So next transit, we got the moon in Pisces trine Mercury and Scorpio. So you might find yourself communicating deep things, okay, in terms of like deep secrets or deep things that you keep bottled in, but it's because you might have that feeling that you never really had someone to tell these things to. So whenever you do have an opportunity to kind of like divulge into that other side of yourself, that deep dark side of yourself, it feels good whenever you do have somebody that you're talking to that you're able to trust. And you might be the type to where during this time you desire only to talk to a few people. You might have a lot of silent moments because you're sitting back in your head thinking about certain things. So you might have a lot of moments to where, say, for instance, you go and hang out with your friends, everybody being all rowdy and loud, you know what I'm saying, wanting to talk and hang out and discuss this and this, but you the one that's sitting back like on the couch just kind of like zoned out in your own head. You're going to have a lot of moments like that, but it's because you're sitting back thinking about life and the next move that you're going to make. You might have a lot that you might want to say, but you're looking to build trust and loyalty in terms of relationship wise. So it's one of those things to where you might find yourself having a lot of things that you want to say or express to people, but it's one of those things to where you feel like you can't express that to certain individuals because you still need to build trust and loyalty within those people before you reveal those certain things. You might find it hard to talk to certain people because of the things that you like to discuss may seem too spiritual, or it might seem a little bit unrealistic, or it might seem a little bit dark. So what I mean by that is there might be situations to where whenever it comes to it, I'm the type of person to where I don't like to sit back and have low vibrational conversations at work or whatever. Like I can, but it's one of those things to where after a while I just don't really care about it, and I think it's where whenever you get so deeply into spirituality, it's like that's one of the things that you like to talk about. And not really talk about, but it's like that's one of the things that just like it just comes to your mind. Like what happens if you just be sitting back like, shit, say for instance such and such was to happen, like the sky was to fall and we wake up and it's nighttime all day. What the fuck will we do? You know what I'm saying? Like some shit like that. You'd be like, well, spiritually that means that, it's a dark, so like shit like that people wouldn't be thinking about. That's the shit that you're gonna want to discuss. All right, but it's one of those things to where you might have to sit back and discuss it with only certain individuals. You can't discuss it with everybody because you're gonna look crazy to everybody. Um, or you might be getting on people's nerves because you discuss it so much. So you might be the type to also to where during this time you might be studying what it is that you say, so that way you can manifest what it is that you desire. So it's one of those things to where you might be a little bit cautious or careful about certain words that you say because you want to make sure that you're manifesting certain things that you want out of life. You might also find yourself becoming more observant whenever it comes to your conversations, and if not, make sure that you do, because it's one of those things to where you sit back and say, like, sometimes we'll sit back and we'll have a conversation with a person and we won't realize that a person's sitting back talking about us until after the fact of the conversation. We'll be like, oh shit, that person was kind of throwing low-key shade whenever they said this or this and that. So that's why I said during this time you're going to be more observant, because with Scorpio, they will have conversation with you, but they'll be observing what it is that you're saying the whole time. Like, they'll have the conversation. Some people will take the conversation in parts or segments, but Scorpio's already reading the conversation as a whole. You know what I'm saying? They're understanding what it is that you're saying altogether. All right, so if you're on the bad side of this energy, whenever it comes down to Moon and Pisces, trine Mercury and Scorpio, this is going to be situations to where you try not to be the one that runs and tells everyone's secret to get what it is that you want. So you might find yourself being deceitful if you're on the negative side of this energy. So say, for instance, you might be the type to where you at the job snitching on somebody who's called out, you know what I'm saying, but it's only because you want to get a certain position. Or this could be the type of situation, because I've seen this happen today too whenever I was at work, where you try to talk to somebody knowing that they're in a relationship, but it's one of those things where you try to do it on a sneaky type tip, to where it's like you try and like wait till that person like go to the bathroom, you waiting for them outside the bathroom, you be like, you know what I'm saying, like say something to them or try to flirt with them type of deal. Or you know, it's one of those things to where whatever it is that you're doing is going to be backhanded and sneaky. And it's one of those things to where you know what it is that you're doing. You know that that person's in a relationship. You know that you shouldn't have said whatever it is that you said, but you did it for a reason in order to fulfill whatever it is that you wanted to fulfill. This could also be instances, shit, I know a lot of us that did this, to where you might not tell the job that you leaving and you end up finding a whole new job. Shit, they sitting back, they thinking that you still a coworker there, they thinking that you gonna come in the morning. No honey, you done clocked into a whole different job, receiving a whole different pay, you know what I'm saying, all shit like that. You done got name tag, hat and everything. Little did they know that was your last day on a job whenever you sat back that day and you said, man, I can't fucking stand it here. They didn't know that was gonna be your last fucking day. And we have all did that, so where we just be like, fuck this job, I'm out. So you might also be the type to where if you're on the negative side of this energy, you do or say something, but it's one of those things to where you have hidden meanings behind it. Or hidden motives. So you'll be the type to where, say for instance, you'll like to sit back and have a conversation with somebody, but it's only because you think, you know, if based upon the conversation that you have, or if you have convo with this person enough times, that, you know, they'll end up liking you. You know, so it's one of those things where you do certain things that's underhand or undermining in order for you to fulfill your own desire. All right, this is also going to be a time to where, like, say for instance, if you're on YouTube and stuff, this will be a time to where you'll see like a lot of scammers start uploading. So especially using this energy in a negative way. So you're going to see all the little scammers start uploading, or you're going to see somebody going to get scammed. Okay, that's all I got to say. With that energy right there, somebody going to end up scamming. Somebody, you going to hear some story about somebody doing some backhanded shit. Somebody was talking to somebody man, or somebody talking to somebody girl. You know, Love and Hip Hop, the next episode of Love and Hip Hop, that'll be on there. You know, like shit like that. It's always with that type of alignment, you'll see some backhanded, undermining, sneaky type shit to where a person did something in order for them to satisfy their own desire. Alright, so hopefully this helps you guys out for today. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.